I think. Got his teammate with it, Jack. Put the work in down the Cardiff BMX Club. It's 300. Don't forget, Swap with changing spots, bringing sports up hard up to 3. Calvin in 2 and 3. Hero 4. Where's Eli Smith? Looks like he's been on it today. The counting 3. Bushy's out there. Of men out on track. Alfie Fight stands paid. That's he's on the good old bathroom. And out we go. It is Kaibo. Oh! Cody Coker slap. Right, try again. Joey, that's the boy. On this new rider, that's Tommy Weatherly on the 002. Oliver Horgan, you've seen that Talamanca in turn number 1. He's up and over. Another run right in 3. Battle going on for 4 at the minute between Daniel Dorman and Gates in the second corner. Choice goal find the movie team. Just from over, he is a corner specialist. He's getting busy in that first corner. Look at the battle for 3 and 4. McSwitty and McDrummer right in the middle of it. Right, semi-final number 39. Check out the BMX Pete Fitzroy Pride. Fourth spot. We want the Welsh Jimmy McGovern. We've got one of the Welsh brothers in there in 4. But you're right to the line of 5. They're going to go 1, 2. Who's gonna get the ball? Blake's gonna hold on to it. Breno makes it in. And Malachi Price is in there as well. Cover and chat. Between the laps together. He's in there. Here comes Sam Guppy. Looks like a lead. Lauren, now that's your 1 and 2. Guppy, Jewel, Osborne 3. That's got to be Jack Hayes in 4. Superclass Final. Hamilton, Barry, Escobar, that's going to win. It's getting all sorts of busy. Looks like Alex Guthrie in there in 4. What the picture from the club at the line. Guthrie is in the line. The 2026 Lloyds Bank BMX National Series round number 8 finals are a go, ladies and gents. Now to talk about group this week, turn number 1. It looks like Freddie State leading this one out. Good for Peterborough BMX Club, who's in with him. It's got to be Edward Morrow, good for team here, heading towards our second turn. That looks like RTO is in team racing. Freddie Walsh inside the top 3. In and out of that second corner, they go, they're queuing up behind Walsh as you head through that third straight. It looks like we've got the rider out of Bristol Jets bringing it on through. That is Rocco Jenkins. Jenkins are looking for a top 4 finish. Worrell has gone from 2 to 1. Your new race leader, Worrell, stayed right at 2. Already pushing ball into that second turn. I think I might have been there before there in that 2 spot. The race leader, 338 Harrison Parker, Temper BMX in the UK. He's going to lead this 30-point cruiser B final down the final straight with Harry Swales rounding out the top 3 spots as Huey Hall pushes it all the way to the line in 4. The Clubs are looking to miss out on the 8 final in the seat. That will remain determined just what he can do. Benjamin Dean in that 2 spot. DC Cycles in 3. That looks like Bradley Hardy, Max Turridge inside the top 4, in and out of that final corner down the last straight. Super McCall going to pick up that big final win. Final, just had a bit of stick apparently from some of the 40 to 44-year-old cruiser guys. Mr. Chris Evans telling me about some of the conversations going off in the fence. But we are taking a look at Stretton leading this one out. Tom Stretton, James Moore's got in this one. It looks like Rob Harris being pushed all the way to the line by Joel Marsden, who's going to nick the 2 spots. On track for the B final. Coming out of turn number 2. It looks like Alan's Factory Supercross. Charlotte Jackson, Henry Willets, who's picking up the 3 to 6. X on the plate, Isla Radcliffe. Alicia Linscott in there in 4. Last in action, Jackson looking to sprint her life spinning through that final straight. She's going to pick up this B final win with Willets in that 2 spots. 30 plus winning cruisers headed towards our first corner. Nicky Stitch, Classic Pictures Race Team. Looking like he's going to pick up the whole shot. Nearly. Nikki Sitch, Emily Arlett, that's going to be a 1 and 2. Looking like we've got Aeron Evans inside the top 4. She's putting pressure on them as they head towards that second corner. Susan Farrow works her way up the inside to go from 3 to 2. Evans goes through as well. Arlett shuffles back from 2 to 4. 6, Farrow Evans, Arlett, that's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Coach Chizzy getting busy. She's inside the top 5. Joe Gray in 6, Grace Turner in 7, Abby Hill in 8. Coach Chizzy giving it a big stand up final straight.
He's gone down in the turn with Max Henderson, Goodfellow. Both guys hitting the deck. That has left John O'Harity now in front. He's got Kean Brown to deal with as well. Jono in and out the final turn. This will make him popular with all the single ladies. A B final win.
Good as winning the lot. Thursday final around number 8, the 9 to 12-year-old cruisers hit the track. European number 7 looking to pick up a whole shot. Charlie Dowsing is right there on the bubble into turn number 1. Dowsing, Steinmetz, that's your 1 and 2. Leo Bradley's in there in 3. Rocco Westwood's working his way up the inside. He's up to about 4 or 5, battling it out with Rory Smythe, heading in towards our second corner. But it's all out from BMX High. European number 7 on the front of his bike. Dowsing looking good. And Steinmetz got enough left for him to bring it through that field straight, heading towards turn number 3. Leo Bradley's getting involved in the top 2 action, banging both in the corner with Steinmetz. Now leads Darcy to check out. He's going to pick up the win. Bradley, Steinmetz 2 and 3.
Right, here we go. Girls heading down the hill. Ailey Watson, BMX winner photography. Shot out of the cannon. She's in there in 1, Aether picking there in 2. Lucy Stevenson getting involved as well as they head down towards that corner. That is Elizabeth Graham out of Cumberland in there in 4 right now. Emily Grimm looking good in the 3. But it is all about BMX winner photography. Heading towards that final turn. In and out we go. Ailey Watson going to pick up the win. After your pick, in there in 2. Doing it for Green Machine Tribe. Who's going to get that 3rd spot on the line? Emily Grimm under pressure from Elizabeth Graham. Oh!
Too close to call. 30 to 40. 30, 40 cruisers on the go. Spencer to get the best of starts. Check out Hunter Van der Malion. Out of the inside, he's got a whole shot into that first corner. Repping the Dutch jersey, yesterday's winner. Back there at about 3 or 2 at the moment. Having a good old scrub with Leighton Harding as they bring it in towards that second corner. Harding shuts the door on Arnold. That's shuffled it back to 3. Benny Marco's getting involved. He's banging both with Spencer in that second corner. Big moves in there at about 6, but it's all about Hunter Malion at the moment in and out of that final corner. He's going to pick up the win of the 30 and 14-year-old cruisers. Harding, Arnold, Marco, that's your 2, 3, 4.
15, 16 cruisers are up next. We have 15, 16's leaving the gate. Cotty's got an absolute flyer. Nin Hindley in there in 2. Alfie Sim, Evolve Bicycle run across, working his way into the top 3. That is Robin Batten Alonso going through in 4. Jack Walford exits the wrong side of the track as Stevenson just closes the door. But it's Cotty taking it to the final turn. Hindley's right there with him. Alfie Sim waiting to strike. Can he get it down the final straight? Cotty, Hindley, Sim, 1, 2, 3. Who's going to get the 4? I think it was Stevenson.
30. He's been having in the 30 to 39-year-old cruisers after his crash earlier on. You're looking at Jackson Hudson. He's got his forward wheel ahead into that first corner, but they're all swarming around him. It's going to be Popel out of lane number 8. Absolute Bicycle Motocross. Where's this in? He's on the podium at the moment. Jason Livingston into turn number 2. Oh, that got tight. His stick goes right around the outside. BMX High chasing Absolute then. Popel, here's it. Livingston, Hudson, 1, 2, 3, 4. Riley Strike from him. 5 and 6, that's Brown. And Smith turning 7, but down Claypool. 0-1 for a reason. Taking a 30-39 cruiser win. Livingston nicks the 2 spot on this hit on the line.
Right, here we go, down the hill, who's gonna be the first to ride? Kieran McAvoy, salted race gear, there's a big battle going on, oh, Chris Evans! 1, 2, 3, 4 riders hitting the deck! Oh my word! McAvoy out in front, taking it away, unaware of the carnage behind. Dylan Dixon in there in 2, Matt Eden in 3, Andy Groves in there in 4. Smite's wondering what's happened to his bike. Kieran McAvoy taking the win. Dylan Dixon for the 2. Oh, Kempsford rolling past as well. Here he comes, Mr. Pie and a pie, Chris Evans.
45 to 49-year-old cruiser hitters all a go. Norman Marco is absolutely blindingly quick down that first straight. DJ Tugel doing all he can to keep glued to his back wheel. One rider hits the deck of the turn. I think that might have been Kev Merrin. Let's hope that he's alright. Straight back up to his speed. He's not happy with that one. Oh, he's getting busy. Into turn 2. Anthony LaFrasse went round the outside of Jamie Rose. But they're queuing up behind Marco. Marco, Tugel, LaFrasse, Rose. That's your 1 through 4 as he enters the final turn. Norman Marco though, can anyone catch him? I think not as of yet. Marco to the line for beauty cycles. Anthony LaFrasse is over the moon with that podium. Put your hands together for Kev Merrin, ladies and gents.
It's time for the girls to go. 17 to 29-year-old cruiser. Hannah Drew Pro start into the turn first. Molly Knight in there in that second spot. She'll be raising money for cancer research out in Australia. Check out the fundraiser. Olivia Firth in there in 3. Izzy Hurry absolutely on it this weekend. She's been in there in 4. Tony Moen trying to get into a top 5 spot. She's battling with the extra headstock. And your Mattern Alonso and the 7 of Trinity Cam in there as well as they go in and out of the turn. Molly Nice has stolen the lead away. She's going to take it to the line. Molly, Hannah, Izzy and Olivia, your top 4.
Plus women's cruiser, there was a long-off pause to the gate. SJM is not phased, though she's headed for turn number 1. Leading the pack out, your W3 going to 1 and 3 with their world finalist from last year. That's the W5 and Michelle Stuppel. Goal, Smite bang in the middle of them both. So it's all about Hot Shot Racing's SJM at the moment. Can she make it 2 for 2 so far this weekend? Oh, goal! Looks for the move in the turn. They're as close as can be. It's going to be Nichols. Goal into the final corner. Still pulls in 3. Who's picking up 4? Oh, Goal tries it again. Can she pick it up through the final straight? Nichols, Goal to the line. Oh my word. It does not get much closer than that.
Wow, wow, wow. Transponders of truth, do your thing. Alright folks, strap yourself in because this one's going to be absolutely full speed into the turn. Dan Wilson picks up the holster, all the elbows are flying. Alex Brooks was getting into it with Joshua King in the first turn. Rocky's already having a look. See who's working his way up the inside, but the road racing duo has got with 1 and 2 at the minute. Wilson, Brooks going to throw it into the final turn. He's having a go. Oh! Gives the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be an interesting conversation in the team tent.
The old boys are waging war on their 24, the 50, the 54-year-old cruisers. Heading for the first corner. Reedy's on the inside. Hooks underneath Hilly. Oh, so quite close enough to your world. I'm going to leave it out. Reedy, O'Brien, that's your 2 and 3 people. It's in there for about 4. Where is the Pulsaar gas carver? He's in about 6 at the moment. Got it all to do, but it's Hilly. Out front, looking as smooth as you like. Your bike sorted, race big, crucial racing. That's your podium spots as it stands. Doesn't look like there's going to be any changes down the final straight. Hilly with another national win, 2 for 2 this weekend.
Right, next up the 55 plus cruisers, Dave North. Here we go, 55 plus cruiser, update your life insurance and take your vitamins. 2 riders down on that first straight. Dave Knowles hitting the deck, along with the rider from Gosport, Billy Stoppel. Stuart Campbell out in front from Chris Badron. Bentley holding on for dear life. Dave Lindsay in there in 4. The McRock in 5. That looks like Tim Drew in there in 6. But Stuart Campbell, Astar Racing, Scotland's finest, bringing it home. Badron, Bentley, Dave Lindsay, the McRock. That is your top 5. Tim Drew in 6.
The 7-year-old big vinyl hits the track. Axel Jennings out of lane number 8, looking to get it done back the first straight, but it's going to be Jackson May. Sydney Reed Academy leading it across the whole shot line in that first corner. Jennings in there in that 2 slot, who's picking up in the 4. The Pulsaar we got for a few yards up the 81 place, bringing him through inside the top 4. He's looking for a way round Isaac Buck into that second corner. Oh, it's getting busy, the bows were banging, but it's May out front. Jennings chasing him down. Here comes Buck though on an absolute charge. Goes from 3 to 2. Has he got enough left in the tank for the Sinead Reed Academy rider? In and out of the final corner. May leads it. Oh, 2 riders hit the deck. Buck putting the pressure on May in the line, not quite close enough.
Right, Robert Catkins leading it through into the corner. Shamira in there as well. They've got all kinds of busy. Henry Dodd in there in that second spot. Tomlinson going through in 4. Right, John Joe Blundell in 5. Final number 22, the 9-year-old girls B final is on a track. Isabella Henry out of the inside, looking for the whole shot as she heads for turn number 1. Look at that for a lead, ladies and gents. She's going to bring it into that first corner for Hackney BMX. Wearing Burnham, Freya Forest. She put an absolute shift in the semi-final. Was unlucky not to quite make the cut. She's in there in that 2 spot at the moment, doing it for Rustin Racing. Being chased down there by the MTR rider of Verity K. Manchester's finest in and out of that second corner they go. It's all about Henry at the moment. Hackney BMX absolutely running away with this one. The 172 TNT to Lottie Arnold in there in 4. That looks like Susie Wyatt in 5, doing it for Reactive Racing. But down the final straight, Isabella Henry gonna pick up this 9-year-old girls B final win. Right, Frankie Jones leading out the 9-year-old. Ciara Jude's been on an absolute tear this weekend. I accidentally said he was in the 13-year-old age group earlier on. He thought he's in the 9s. Never mind, maths was never my strong point. He's going well anyway. He's in there in 3, the 130. That belongs to Augustus Bartolini from the Hawkshaw. We've lost one in the bottom of the jump. DC Cycles. It was really pleasant sport. We will look after him.
The B final, Tessie Johnson leading the pack at the moment. Looks like we've got the rider out of decoy in behind us. That's the 15 plate. I couldn't rep in the Hill Skills jersey, sorry. That is B Swift and Christina Brafanti heading in towards that final corner. Johnson, Smith in that order. Looks like we've got a rider out of Greenwich from that Poppy Weatherly in there inside the top 3. Under pressure though as Layla Dixon pushes all the way down to the line, nicks that 3 spot at the strike.
Kern came up short in the semi-final. He's right there in that second spot behind Dominic Sapanos as they go into turn number 2. The Reactive Racing rider in there in 3 is Noah Northcott. Big battle going on for the 4 at the minute. Getting involved in it is Christian Garbaching, the 18 and the 9 in there as well. The 18, nice Felix Sakina. The 9 belongs to Oscar Marco, and he was less than happy when he went past us here at commentary as they take it to the line. Blakeburn to Panos to the stripe.
Northcotty Henderson on the outside, looking into the moment as she enters turn number 2. We're looking for a way round into that one spot, but she's got MCR either side of her. That's going to be Una Svensson and Florence K. The 7 is Svensson leading it out. Henderson right there with her on her left hand shoulder as she enters that final corner. Very to go, Florence K. It is inside the top 3. MCR going 1 and 3 at the moment. It looks like that could be Roxy Rowlands in there inside the top 4. Henderson with an 8 charge, so she's going to nick that one spot on the stripe.
Right, 11-year-old Charlie Nelson from BMXHype.com. I can see George Spencer of Reactive Racing in there in 3, being pursued by the 14 of Joseph Jewis and the 32, and that belongs to Zeb State out of Derby. Hudson Edis is in there as well, and that's Nick John Lee. But as they come down towards the stripe, it's going to be Dowsing. Birds on the back of him, can't quite make it stick.
Dragon Riders leading this one through, but she's got company in the form of Annie B, who sticks it right round the outside and goes from 2 to 1. It looks like April Wood is back on track after a crash in a semi-final, pushing half that top 4 spot, but she's in there at the moment. They're looking to pick up a podium position in this B final, along with Erin Tugler in 4. The last straight action, looking for a lead now, ladies and gents. She's turned on the turbo charge. Annie B, Darcy Payne, April Wood in that order.
Right, we have BMXHype.com being pursued by Lucas Tawalde and the 18 of Moray Watson. The 13 getting involved is Joseph McAvoy. McAvoy doing it for the Mayball Factory. Hugo Dean rounding out the top 5, but it's going to be another B final win for BMXHype.
Seb Hughes picked himself up, put your hands together to Seb. 13-year-old girls B final. 7 Pritchard, Evolved Collective. Paige Cathcart Gunnison, Savage Rating and Brad BMX coaching on the 591 managed Cardiff BMX Club. 3 to 14 play. In 4, that's Lexi Adams out of DC Cycles, getting out of that final quarter to go. Pritchard under pressure from Gunnison. Down the final straight, Pritchard, Gunnison right the way down to the wire. Who's going to get it on the line? I think it might have been Paige Cathcart Gunnison.
The B final, that looks like Finley Murphy from Sunny Nunny out there in front at the moment. MK's Oliver Taylor chasing him down. Jack Laplin's getting involved for Reactive Racing as well. There's 2 reactive guys in there, Jack Laplin and Lucas Belton. You can barely tell them apart. Isaac the Sender Smith in there in 5, Zach Hamill in 6. Moves being made in the final corner. Looks like the reactive guys got in there, the 22. Who's going to get it at the strike?
Final on track, final number 32. That looks like a hard match by coaching rider. It's a Bella Gerard. It was her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Bella. She's currently leading it out from the 2-0, played off Clara Salmon. It was her birthday earlier on in the week as well, so the front 2 ladies, recent birthday girls, heading in towards that final turn out front. Salmon looked at the inside of Gerard in that final turn, wasn't quite close enough. It looks like that could be the runner out of Preston. Eleanor Martin pushing all the way down to the stripe. Lily Irving's going to have to set up before if Martin gets up. So 14 open class on track. That's Joe Douglas into turn number 2 and back out again. Charlie Wilcox making moves. Works his way from 2 to 1. Douglas in there in 2. That is the 8 plate of Max Bass in 3. Sully Collis in 4. Adam Arnold 5. Dylan Spence in 6. It looks like Harley Steele in 7, and that is going to be Oliver Arnold in 8, but Charlie Wilcox, you're ready to run.
All 8 finalists at the back of the start hill right now as the Grand Veterans head into turn number 1. Dave Knowles and Ian Milne going 1 and 2. In and out of the turn, Justin Somerville and John Perkins in there as well. And it is Perkins of Brixton in there in 3. Also got Piers Stanbridge, Patrick, Graham, Jason Lee, Ante Boganich. But Dave Knowles, Manchester BMX Club into the final turn, followed by Milne. Perkins trying to get on the back of him as they go into the corner. But it's going to be Dave Knowles, the 879. That belongs to Jason Lynn. He's going to pick up the 4.
Cracking start, but so is Hugh Henley heading in for that first corner. Henley's going to hold shot. Harry Bailey's in there in about 3. Brody Geddes in 4. It looks like that is Elvis Lawrence battling now with Maxwell Lawrence in there in 4, 5 and 6. They're queuing up behind Nate Hamilton at the moment. Henley's looking for a way round Bailey. He's tracking them down as well. Heading for that final corner, but it's Maybo Factory Team UK in and out of that final turn they go. It's going to be Hamilton, Henley, Bailey, Geddes putting the pressure on down to the wire. Who's going to get the 3 of the 2 with Bailey?
That is Alex Dunkley in there in 3, being pursued by Eric McSweety. Trying to pick up the rider in 2. I've got a feeling it was Henry Radcliffe out of decoy. But Bernie's leading it out, doing it for Savage Racing. Yeah, it is Radcliffe in there in 2. Dunkley, McSweety. And the guy in 5 is Ollie Kirby. Green Machine Drive. Boone's under pressure. Boone's under pressure from Radcliffe. Holds it on to the stripe.
Let's see how Zara goes. Got to be Kai Blaine picking up the whole shot after his crash in yesterday's A final. He's out there at the moment. Malachi O'Reilly in there behind him in the 2 spot looks like the 11. Here's John O'Harradine doing it for all of the single ladies out there in MP Evolution. O'Reilly sticks a move on playing out in the front of the pack. Who's picking up the 4? Looks like Dean Collins. There's riders queuing up behind him. One of them is Daniel Henry chasing down the SAS rider. They're going through in 5 and 6 at the moment. Harradine's under pressure as they bring it through the final straight. O'Reilly, Harradine 1, 2, 3.
Hemstock shot out of the cannon. She's out there in one of the moment. Willard's going through in 2. Becca Goal on yet another race lap in there in 3 to 21. That belongs to Lydia Webber out of Cardiff on her home track. She's in there in 4 with who's in there in 5? It looks like the other rider from Retro Racing, Ella Lamb. But Jessica Hemstock bringing it home in the B final for the 19 to 29-year-old ladies. Willards for the 2, Gold for the 3, Webber for the 4.
Josh Gates leads out the final. Beat that first corner going 1 and 2 with the 10X of Ryan Arcarelli doing it for Peckham BMX Club. Ben Fitzsimmons in there in 3. Scott Munro Higgs has just been shuffled back to about that 6th spot as he went in towards turn number 2 as he got squashed in the middle of the pack. Ian Brown inside the top 4. Fitzsimmons putting the pressure on Arcarelli and Cates through that final straight. It's going to be Josh Cates picking up the win.
Right on. A final time here at Cardiff, round 8 of the British Cycling BMX National Series. 3 of these young ladies hit the deck in Moto 3, but they are the pedalling princesses. The 6 and unders bringing the thunder in and out of turn number 1. I am looking at the young lady in the Cumbernauld kit. That is going to be Isla Goodall. Out in front at the moment, being chased down by Grace Snell. A fluent bicycle motocross. In and out of the turn we go. Goodall bringing it down the 3rd straight. The 1,000-yard stir going on, the absolute determination. Grace is in there in 2, that's Adeline in there in 3. And looking like an absolute unicorn, it's Larissa Theros in there in 4. Race kit of the day for Larissa. It's gonna be Isla to the line, Grace for 2, Adeline for 3, and Larissa taking the 4. 6 and here we go again, the 6 and under boys. Look at these 2 young men like they've been absolutely fired into hyperspace. Rupert Garnett in there in 2. He's chasing down the 198 of Milo Gehring. They've been swapping wins all day long. And this is the 4th moto. They are battling for the overall. I have no idea of the points. I will leave that one to the transponders of truth. But Gehring, Garnett out in front, absolute standouts, the pair of them. The 460 is Ellis Nelson, the 558 is Victor Anderson. Garnett's going round the outside, ducks underneath, Gehring and Garnett. Oh! Elbows on the final straight. Oh my words. Ellis for 3. Well.
Final number 42, the 7-year-old little lady's on go. Where's Noah Kerr? She's on the inside, peeing forward, right there with her as he enter that first corner. Ford gonna pick up the whole shot. Your British champion leads it out. There was a few bows exchanged between Gibson and Laurie, and it's looking like Gibson picks up the advantage through the Dragons back on the second straight. But out front, check her out. Braintree BMX Club, it is Peony Ford, your British champion, leading the way. And Maria Gibson isn't done yet. She's putting the pressure onto Noah Kerr in that 2 spot. Laurie's in 4. That's got to be Erin Thoros in 5. Last in action, in and out they go. It is going to be Peony Ford down the final straight. Kerr's going to hang on to the 2, and Maria Gibson rounds out the podium. 7-year-old boys alive. The 7-year-old boys are on track. Final number 43. The 43 of bulking load of them going forward through that first jump. It's going to be Jensen Guy making up for all of the mishaps this weekend. He's leading it through. Your whole shot holder. Who's that here with it? Got to be Luke Barrett out of Alan's factory. Jack Baird, your British champion, is in there in 3. Alejandro Bruno Estevez in 4. Parker Grace in 5. For Jensen Guy, Rustin on racing at Bernard BMX. They are queuing up behind him. Look at them go. He's getting all sorts of busy. For Estevez, upgrade banging bows. It's going to be Guy, Baron, Ben. 1, 2, 3. Estevez rounds out the top 4. All right, mate. Photo for the 8-year-old girls. This one's to all points. I've got a feeling Esme Anderson is in control of it at the moment, but Sophia Easy's right there with her. Erin Doney in that 3rd spot. Bonus points for the 80s looking race kit. We love that one here at commentary. But out front in the minute, it is Esme Anderson. Moto 1 and Mukoff heading into that 2nd turn. Sophia Easy's within striking distance, but Esme's going to have to make a pretty huge mistake if Sophia is going to get past. Esme, Sophia, Erin, the 366, that is Ada, the 574 is Ada Porter, and the 906 belongs to Elsie Hopkins. But I think it's going to be another win for Esme Anderson, taking it to the line. Here we go, the 8-year-old boy, Shelby Yates on the inside. He's got Jasper Eels right there with him. They are neck and neck into the turn, and Shelby gets his nose in front. So, Yates, Eels, who's got that 3rd spot right now? It looks like Merseyside BMX Club's Ruben Lamb. Charlie Bromel's in there in 5, Sandy Towns in 6. Was trying to pick up the rider in there in about 5 at the moment, but it looks like Shelby Yates is just about holding off Jasper Eels, but it's not over till they cross the line. Shelby has a little peek just to see where Jasper is. The answer right on the back wheel. Shelby to the stripe. Shelby from Jasper. Ruben in there in 3. And I think it was Oliver Bridle in 4. For the BRE rider, 80 more. Not sure what happened, but the scrap headed for that first corner. Maggie Devine, Matilda Hewitt. That's going to be your 1 or 2 who's picking up the 3. Look at Abigail Henning throwing bones in that first corner. All the Jewers has been shuffled back to 4. Here comes Mabel Pine in 5. Madeline Malloy in 6. Rick Brendel 7. And that is Izzy Moore in 8. For 3rd straight action, your European number 7 leads this one through the 184. Tilly Hewitt is not done yet though. She's looking for a way round inside the top 2. In and out of that final corner. They're going to drag race, but it's going to be Divine. Mabo Factory Team UK. Who's going to get a 3? Oh, that was tight. I think Henny might have just hung on. 9-year-old. The 9-year-old boys are bringing the noise. Wiz Fisheries on the inside, heading for turn number 1. The British champion picks up the whole shot. He's going 1 and 2 with better bunching out of the Peckham Massive, who's picking up the 3. He's here on his home track. That's gotta be Oliver Pritchard. Oh, but he's exchanging bows with the rider out of PCR, Joey Cleedon. Cleedon with a high-low meets his stick. He picks up the final podium spot as things stand. Teddy Gorman back near about 5 at the moment. Got it all to do to watch the final way past Pritchard into the final corner. It's Archie Fisher though, your British champion, gonna pick up the win on day number 2 here at Gosport, here at Cardiff. Who's gonna pick up the 2 and 3? Bunching for 2. Cleedon rounds out the podium. Right.
10-year-old girls, this is going to be a pretty close final. Ella Brandt taking to the sky. Maisie Dyson in there as well. Here comes Emika Gibson, Ice Bikes right in there on the inside. Barron in there in about 6 at the moment, but it's all about absolute bicycle motocross. The 12 in there in that 4th spot is Autumn Moore out of Aperture BMX Club. Lauren Snell rounding out the 5. In and out the turn we go. Grant doing it absolutely. She's about to pass her teammates into the final turn. Dyson's waiting for an opportunity. Is he going to come? In and out we go. Down the final straight. Grant, Dyson. Dyson's getting closer. Dyson's getting closer. Steals it at the line. Wow, wow, wow. It was all Ella Grant till 2 bike lengths from the line. And 10-year-old boys, this is going to be an absolute banger of a final. And look at the 2 guys going at it. The World 3 and the European champion, Antek Perendi and Henry Sullivan, scrapping it out down the 2nd straight. Vitolzi's in there with it. Oh! Antek Perendi. Wow, wow, wow. Licked the stump, stuck it on, and absolutely sent it. Meanwhile, Henry Sullivan worked his way past the European champion. He's going to try and bring it home. Perendi's not done yet. He's having another go on the straight. Big hens. Antek Perendi. Alex Vitolz, 1, 2, 3. For Mark. The 11-year-old lady's here the track with brilliant lunches on the inside, but no one is going to catch a world number 8 into that 1st corner. It's all about Holly Bishop. Halo Wheels racing at the moment. Here's out of the Bradford Bandits crew, right here with a glue to a back wheel. Florence Dyson wants to find a way round into that 2nd corner. That's Lamb in there for 3. Dyson looked under, wasn't quite close enough to Bishop. Dyson, Lamb in that order. That looks like Denton in here in 4. Here we go into the final corner. Has Dyson got enough left in the tail? Throws it under, tries to make it big. Drag races down the final straight. She's spinning naked at the line. Just like her sister did a few races ago. One of the 11-year-old boys, Aidan Baptiste gets a good start, but Ethan Shaw absolutely blowing for turn number 1. Seth Kucharic's on the inside. It's lanes 2 and 1, going 1 and 2 into that 1st corner. Baptiste, oh, Jesse Rose tried to thread the needle, and he ended up in all sorts of traffic, so he's back there at about 5 and 6 now. But you know, national champion from 2025, Ethan Shaw. Look at that for a lead, ladies and gentlemen, in a national final. Shaw, Kucharic, Baptiste, Rex Sports holding off all sorts of challenges from the 13 of Tobias Groves. Hayes is in there in 6, row 7, and Wills in 8. But no one is capturing Pro Stars. Ethan Shaw, Seth Kucharic picked up the podium finish after a cracking lap. Next. 12-year-old girls absolutely flying down the straight. Into the turn we go. Trixie Trays, Amelia Rowe, Freya Monforte in there in that third spot as they come out of the turn. Looking at the template in the ring for that is Izzy Underhill out of Decoy. Maisie Egan back there in about 6, but pushing hard. But it's the 1 plate leading it into the final turn. Sorry, the 2 plate. It is Trixie Trays. She's Trays Amaze. Flying down the final straight. Here comes Trixie. Freya's looking for the 2. Battling with the 5. Taking it to the stripe. Wow. I have a feeling Amelia Rowe nicked the 2. Hold on to your hats, people, because this is about to unload in the biggest way possible. Finley Monroe, the European #1, in and out of the turning front, but look who's tracking him down on that second straight. Connor Hemphill, Benny Jackson, Preston Newmarsh, Powell, 1, 2, 3 and 4. From Finley Monroe in the colours of Allen'sBMX.com. The confidence Shinny is well and truly out of the bottle. He's taking it home. Benny Jackson, Connor Hemphill, who's getting the 2? Connor for Benny.
Irish Hyder and Freya Harris have been going blow for blow all season long. Who's going to get the upper hand here on game 2 at Cardiff? It's going to be Harris with the whole shot. Hyder's not done yet though. In and out of that first corner, it's looking on the top 3 machine inside the top 3. That's going to be Poppy McCurvey. Millie Ross is in 4. Looks like we've got a hard knocks rider, Grace Gerard in 5. Hyder though, hunting down Harris at the front of the pack. It's your World 7 and your national champion. Going into that final corner, Moto 1 and PR Bicycles. Looking like Harris is going to hang on. Hyder taking it to the wire. It's going to be Harris with the win. Who's running on the podium? Millie Ross licks it on the strike. Ilya Rowlands gets a cracking gate in the 13 boys. He's shutting the door as well as he heads for that first corner. Rowlands leads it out. Ronnie Payne takes advantage of what he performed, but it's just been shuffled back to 3 as James Bibby got involved in that first corner. Looks like we've lost Archie Croker wide on the second straight. Bibby's not done yet. He's hunting down the W3. It's the world #3 and the national champion going 1 and 2. The 9 is Ronnie Payne inside the top 3. The 7 looks like Leighton Harding. But Rowlands out front, looking like he could pick up this win. Bibby's not done yet though. He's going to keep him honest to the line. Mamo Factory Team, ProStar BMX, Jump Club S&M Source. Put your hands together for Archie Croker White Legs. The gents who's picked your top up and going to walk away.
14-year-old girls heading down the hill into top class, and 2 of the toughest are in 1 and 2. Esme Ward and Ruby Warren. Looks like Martha Costin diving underneath, looking for that 3rd place. Being tracked down by Eva Zerzek and Naya O'Connell. That is your 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Molly Fumey Carroll in 6. Anushka Jones in 7. Nora Syra in 8. Oh, it's all change on the front. Ruby Warren has stolen it away from Esme Ward. Esme's got 1 more straight to pull it back. It looks like she might not have the time. Ruby Warren to the line. Esme for 2. Martha Cotton rounding out the 3. The 14-year-old boys, I don't know if I want to commentate or just sit here and watch. JB, Jack Perkins, hard knocks by coaching, picking up the whole shot. Miller's chasing him down towards turn number 2. Roland Ells in 3, Freddie Parkinson diving underneath, looking for that podium position. But it's the front 2. Perkins versus Miller into the final turn. Change of lines. Miller's lining him up for the drag race. Perkins and Miller to the stripe. Parkinson's gone down. JP gets it. JP from Miller. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Freddie Parkinson has a roll round in the final turn.
Hold on to your hats, people, this one could get interesting. Fitzroy Bryce goes airball through the first jump. John struggles to keep it upright, but somehow manages. He's banging boots into the two with Stu Little. But Matt Haywood avoids all the carnage and goes around the outside. Haywood out there in one, doing it for the Royal Air Force. Fitzroy Bryce is under pressure. Brett Nichols squeeze. Stu Little having an absolute killer year so far. He's in there in that two spot. Bryce and Chalkos headed for the final turn. Chalkos on the inside. Haywood, Little, then two guys have checked out. Brett Knight looking for a last street to pick up Chalkos at the line. Chalkos is going to hang on.
Oh, somebody twitched and went well early. Not sure who that was. Meanwhile, Lillington and Dixon heading into turn number one. That's Mark Moore in there in three. Battling away with Yerbury, I think it is. So no, it's Danny T. So Taylor in three, more in there in four. That looks like Boudet in five, but John Livingston, Moto on Muckhoff, taking it into the final corner. He's got this one a lot. Livingston takes it to the stride, Dylan Dixon, and he's going to hold on to the two. Danny T under pressure from Zoltan Boudet. I think he gave up the three.
Masters hit the track. Palm Dogs in this one, going neck and neck with Lucas down the hill. But Lucas gets his nose ahead into turn number one. Billy Lucas, Tom Palmer, actually 1 or 2. We're Shawnee City's in there in about 3. Billy Irving's in 4. Dangerous Davies in there in 5. Second turn action. Look at this, it tracking down the podium spot. Palm Dog's not done yet. He's trying to chase Lucas for the final turn, but Billy Lucas looking good for another national win in the Masters class. Lucas, Palm Dog, is it? Dangerous Dave's worked his way to a top 4 spot. Matthew 4 for 5.
Right, this is... The Open 15s are living the BMX dream. Who's going to take the national win? James Control into the turn. Cotty in there in 2. Guppy's going around for 3, but here comes Kobe Rayford. He's got skills. Cotty's got power. Who's going to make it count? Toby Lynch, he's not done yet. He's in there in 3. Evan Barley in there in 5. Kobe steals the lead away. Cotty gets swallowed up in the turn. He's been shuffled back to 4. Rayford, Lynch, Guppy, Cotty, Evan Barley rounding out the 5. Oscar Jewell picking himself up in the final corner. Fifteen-year-old girls trying to pick up where the boys have just left off, and Emily Eaton, Pro Star BMX, absolutely firing at the minute. She's in there in 1. Sedona Cleveland stays strong in 2. We've got the crucial BMX Libby Coppin on a home track, wanting to give the fans what they came for. Here comes Rin Serafino Gianolino, the one play belonging to Katie Miller, in there in 5, swapping and changing in the final turn, but Emily Eaton to the line from Sedona Cleve, and Rin Serafino Gianolino.
The 16 boys all go. 2 riders out of run racing. Elijah Jamaica was absolutely shot out of the cannon, but got swapped up in traffic into that first corner. Into Lucas Sealing, the other run racing rider. Bradley James, Freddie Franklin, we're right here with him. Franklin round the outside of James into turn number 2. Jamira's in there in 4. Bradley James and Freddie Franklin having a big old scrap for that 2 spot. Can anyone catch Lucas Sealing? It does not look like it at the moment, but as we go go on the edge of the turn, number 3. Sealing, Franklin, Jamira's pushing James to the line. Jamira's looking like he might have just pulled 2 Ram Racing riders into the podium. The 16-year-old girls are on track. Hayley Watson, Lottie Brown, been battling out for a few seasons now, and it's going to be Lottie. Can't stop, won't stop. Brown, your current national champion, leading it in and out of that first corner. Who's here with it? Still Watson kicking it up. Looks like She's inside the top 3. She's been chased down there by a corner Price out of the Aperture BMX Club. In and out of that second corner they go. Absolute bicycle motocross. Look at that for a lead, ladies and gents. She's absolutely flying into that final corner as absolutely go wild on that final turn. Brown looking like she's going to pick up the win. The 0-1 is under pressure though. The 3 of Burgie's going to nick that 2 spots.
Right, there are a couple of ladies on this track who are looking for a win on home territory, and 2 of them are heading into the turn. Sophie Elwood and Sabina Ashman, they are 1 and 2 at the moment. Here comes Amelia Everly, creeping up behind, just waiting for the opportunity to get by. Imogen Cockrell's in there as well. Rosie O'Brien trying to get involved, but it's Elwood holding it on down the straight. Everly's worked her way past Sabina Ashman. They are 1-2-3 into the final corner. Esme Brooke in there in 4. Sophie Elwood taking it to the line. Elwood for the win. Amelia Everly, the real deal for 2, and Sabina Ashman in 3. "17 to 18-year-old boys, Borough walks at a small town's power station. In and out we go. Henrietta Thomas Miller, Guppy in there as well. Into the corner we go. In and out. Absolute bicycle mode across the 1 and 3. The 859 is out there in front. That's going to be Henrietta. Pressure coming on from Thomas Miller. Guppy. Absolute bicycle mode across for the win. Ollie Coppin in 4.
19 to 29-year-old ladies all ago. In final number 67, Megan Gerard's had an absolutely blinding start, but Remy Godfrey on the inside into turn number 1. Lucy Monday trying to go round the outside of Gerard, can't quite make his stick, so it stays strong. Rab racing action 1 and 2. Monday's in there in 3. Casey Holly's making his stick in 4, working her way around the outside, but out front looking good. Gerard isn't done yet though, putting the pressure on Godfrey's ahead for that final corner. Hurry's trying to pick off the podium position in that last turn. Remy Godfrey, Megan Gerard, Lucy Monday, Izzy Hurry. That's how they're going to bring it home. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 19 to 29. Final 68 and 19, 29-year-old Zara go. Theodore Peterkin, what an absolutely blinding start. Yesterday's winner, Alfie Badger, right there. Chaos in the first corner. Seaman hits the deck as Bax makes his move and goes from 2 to 1. Peterkin's not done yet, though he's going to change Bax on the exit of turn number 2. Charlie Roy's in 3, Dexter Gambay in 4, Josh Wallace in 5. Peterkin, last turn action. Look at that for Harlow, can he make his stick? Bax, Peterkin, that's how they're going to bring it down to the wire. Peterkin with a late charge. Gambay's going to nick the 3 spots. Jaden Sewell, 2 days on the fouls, ends up on the floor. Put your hands together for him and thank you, ladies and gents.
Junior Open, this one's gonna be a blinder. In Clitheroe wins, he's won the title. In and out of the turn, and he's picked up the whole shot. JT Simpson Davis in there in 2. Emily in 3. Kai Bowen in there in 4. As they head into the corner, Finn Phillips trying to get involved as well. There's 2 more straights to go and anything can happen. Clitheroe into the final turn. JT Simpson Davis right there on the back of him. Here comes Emily. Clitheroe to the line. The title goes to Hard Knocks and James Clitheroe. The Superclass kicking us down the 8-meter hill. Russell and Marlon into the turn. Oh, Josh Marlon carved that corner like a Christmas turkey and worked his way into the lead. George Hunt's going to throw it in. Can't quite make it stick. Marlon's just about holding on to it. The bike is wriggling around underneath him. Russell's dived on the inside, stolen it away. Marlon back on him, trying to work his way round. Russell, Marlon, Hunt, Harwell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jared Hill in 5.
Through every vertebrae.
Bish Bash Bosch Superclass racing at it. Championship women, the final of the weekend. Someone ring the fire brigade because Annalise Cadman-Carpenter has been absolutely on fire. She's won all 3 motos so far. She's looking for the 4, and here she comes down the 3rd straight. Halo wheels out front and in control. Evie Webster in there in 2. Megan Roy in 3. Lorianne Carruthers in 4. Anya Mater Alonso in 5. But the win goes to Annalise Cadman-Carpenter. Webster for 2. Carruthers for 3. Thank you so much for supporting the British Cycling BMX National Series. If you are heading off to Australia for the Worlds, travel safe, race hard, give it everything you've got, and I will see you there. Wherever you are heading, have a safe journey home. We'll see you at Derby.